We have completed our PCR reaction. We have a tube. We removed it from the PCR machine. The problem is the tube looks the same. It's clear material, clear liquid. We don't know whether our DNA has been amplified or not. There could be several problems. For example, the template was damaged somehow for some reason. The enzyme was not working. So how do we detect DNA in our PCR mixture? And also very importantly, how do we know that the region of our interest is the one which was amplified? For some odd reason, if the sequence of the primer was present at some other location for some reason, and we made a product, a DNA was amplified, but the wrong DNA was amplified for some reason, how do we ensure that? So let's see how that is done. Here we have apparatus which is used to detect DNA and also measure its size. The procedure is called gel electrophoresis. The gel we use for this procedure is agarose gel. It is chemically different from the gel or jelly we make in our home. Jelly we make in our home is a protein. It's basically collagen molecule which is partially hydrolyzed. This agarose is basically a carbohydrate molecule and it is extracted from plants from the sea. So, however, there are some differences, but physical properties of these two compounds are very similar. So it will be easier for you to understand this and relate to. This gel, agarose gel, is made in the same way we make a jelly at our home. We take the powder, we put it in water, we mix it and we heat it. The gel goes into the solution. Then we pour it into a container. Like jelly we make at home, when we pour this gel into a container, when it solidifies, it assumes the shape in which it was poured. Here you can see that gel is being poured. Another point I would like you to notice is that presence of this comb. This is a comb. It is sort of like a comb we use to brush our hair. However, the teeth of this comb are slightly wider. After we have poured our gel, we wait for some time till the gel is solidified. When the gel is solidified, we remove the comb from the gel. Where comb's teeth were previously present inside the gel, now we have gaps or little wells. This gel is removed and placed in another container with a buffer. This buffer has properties that it allows the current to pass through, electric current to pass through. Here you can see this is the gel, and also please note that there is a pipette which is pouring material into one of the wells. The material is basically the reaction mixture from our PCR product, from our PCR reaction. So we have also added, you can see there's blue dye in here. We have added dye which basically monitors how far our DNA product, which was present, if it was present in the PCR reaction, has traveled, because our DNA is going to travel. We know that DNA is negatively charged due to phosphate groups. So this whole apparatus is submerged into a buffer which can conduct electricity and is attached to electrodes. Here, the positive electrode is present here. The negative electrode is here. The position of wells is here. Here is the place where the DNA was loaded or added in the well. Now when we turn on the electric current, the DNA will start to migrate towards the positive electrode. DNA will migrate. The properties, how fast can DNA migrate, depends on the size of DNA. So we have loaded our gel, we have applied the electric current, and our DNA is going to move. After a certain amount of time, we can determine how much time has elapsed by looking at the blue dye, remember, which we added when we were loading the DNA. When it gets close to the tip of the gel, we stop the electricity, we remove the gel, and we stain it, we immerse it in a solution containing a dye that can bind DNA. Then we take this gel and expose it to ultraviolet light. This dye has now bound DNA. It is actually inserted inside the DNA, between the space between the bases, the nitrogenous bases, When it is exposed to ultraviolet light, DNA, if present in this gel, will start to glow. Here you can see these bands. Remember, our well was rectangular shape. So when DNA is moving, it is forming this band. So you can see these bands on the gel, and you can also determine the size of our DNA product by running a standard which contains DNA fragments of known sizes. Here you can see in this lane, the region which is in the same direction as the well is basically a lane. So in this lane, in this well, we added the standard DNA. The standard DNA is basically composed of several DNA fragments of known size, and when these sizes will also travel towards the positive electrode, and the speed of their traveling is dependent upon their size. This is how we can roughly calculate the size of our PCR product. We will see how we do that later in the module.